The Matrix Resurrections lied to us about Smith. He is not who you think he is. In Matrix Resurrections, Tom once again faced what appeared to be the return of Agent Smith, his nihilistic nemesis who wanted to destroy the Matrix and the outside world. Smith was the dark version of the integral anomaly.
What is he?
He is you. Your opposite, your negative. The result of the equation trying to balance itself out.
But what if this is not Agent Smith, but a lie created by the analyst? What if Neo needs Smith to exist to obtain his superpowers, and the analyst knew that? Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Every hero's story needs a great villain, and Smith is considered one of the greatest villains in film history, not only because of his abilities, but because of his ideals. Smith's philosophy was so destructive that it almost wiped out everything. But perhaps his story is not what it seems. The story of Agent Smith begins in the first Matrix movie. This agent was in charge of maintaining the illusion of the Matrix and pursuing the red pills that put that illusion at risk. The agents are the protectors of the Matrix. Ironically, Smith became one of Neo's catalysts. The agent was one of the reasons Thomas Anderson became Neo. Agent Smith captures Morpheus, which forced Neo to risk his life to save him. It was Smith who killed Neo to later be resurrected as the integral anomaly. This detail is very important for this theory. For Neo to become the One, Thomas Anderson had to die, and Trinity had to revive him. The integral anomaly is the sum of all the errors of the Matrix, converted into a unique code that gives superpowers to the human or program that carries it. According to the events of Matrix 4, Trinity had to be close to Neo to activate the anomaly.
We worked for years trying to activate your source code. I was about to give up when I realized it was never just you. Alone, neither of you is of any particular value. Like acids and bases, you're dangerous when mixed together. Every sim where you two bonded, let's just say bad things happened.
But Trinity was not the only piece required for Neo to become the anomaly. Smith is also a big piece. Smith raised Neo's stress levels before he turned into the anomaly. Now, there is something we must make very clear here. Smith was as ignorant of the architect's plans as Neo was. He thought that his job was to secure Zion's codes, so the machines could put an end to the resistance. Smith wasn't privy to everything the architect had planned. Much less did he know that his purpose was to help activate the integral anomaly. Smith unintentionally got Neo to understand his purpose and his reason to fight.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
If the analyst were to create a new version of an old artificial intelligence that would eventually manifest superpowers, and is meant to be similar to the previous version, he must ensure that all aspects maintain similitude. If this version of Thomas is an attempt to recreate the original Neo, then Smith would be a fundamental player, just like Trinity. In Matrix 1, Thomas Anderson was a programmer working for a respected company. This backstory is repeated in Matrix Resurrections. In the original films, Smith was a frequent thorn in Neo's side. He forced Neo to do crazy things, like jump off a building. Both Trinity and Smith are responsible for the emergence of the integral anomaly. It is no coincidence that Tom's boss becomes aware that he is Smith when Tom is at his most vulnerable, scared and confused after meeting Morpheus, and his place of work is under siege. As in the previous trilogy, Smith always seems to appear in Thomas's life. Some people believe that part of Neo's code affected his boss, transforming him into Smith. But pay attention to the moment when Smith appears in Matrix 4. The entire scene and setting show a change in the Matrix, with the included appearance of the Deja Vu cat, who is now under the control of the analyst. What we think happened is that the analyst activated a version of Smith that he had at his disposal to complete the final step of the anomaly, to activate Neo. Remember, Smith was one of the causes of Neo waking up from the Matrix in the first place. So in Matrix Resurrections, Smith needed to be there, even if his physical appearance had changed. Matrix 4 is nothing more than another simulation. Tom is as much a prisoner of the analyst as he was of the architect. The new Smith tries to stop Tom from getting to Tiffany because he feels that by doing so, the freedom that he has gained will be taken away from him.
I'm here for Trinity.
That's the trouble, Tom. I won't have his leash on my neck again.
Je vais baiser tes ancêtres. T'es mon fils de pute!
What the Merv is trying to say is that their situation is a little bit like mine. To have their lives back, yours has to end.
Maybe Smith knows that when Neo is with Trinity, history will repeat itself, and Smith will end up trapped again. This Smith is not the original Smith, that version who saw conflict as inevitable, and who wanted to destroy everything. The Matrix Resurrection Smith is a shadow created by the analyst. Evidence confirming that everything is a facade is the ending of the film. Just when the analyst is about to kill Tom and Tiffany, Smith comes to the rescue. He punches the analyst, which deactivates his bullet time power, and later he shoots him into bits of pixels. Though Smith doesn't destroy the analyst, because later we see that he is alive and well at his home. It's as if the analyst purposely let himself be defeated so that Neo and Trinity would think that they have won. A false victory, thanks to the help of a fake Smith. We believe this new version of the Matrix focuses a lot on how the characters are trapped in simulations, because this is just another simulation, one among the many that the architect mentioned.
I prefer counting from the emergence of one integral anomaly to the emergence of the next, in which case this is the 6th version.
The closer we look at the analyst's actions, the more we realize that he had and has a much tighter grip over the Matrix than we thought. Unlike the architect, who controlled everything from his ivory tower, the analyst manipulates everything that happens from within the trenches, making our heroes believe that they have won. But like in the first film, it was all a lie. As we have mentioned before, it's no coincidence that the Matrix 1 and Matrix 4 are virtually identical, for better or worse. The original characters from the original films no longer exist, and the machines continue to control everything. Maybe that's why Smith now has fewer powers than he did in the original movies, but was still able to beat the analyst. It was all a show. But do you agree? Is Smith from the Matrix Resurrections just a copy created to activate the anomaly's code? For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.